Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. The other day, I did a story about the ever-rising death rates for substance abuse, how this has been revealed, and why, strangely, no one was making any comment from the government. I was asking the question, has anybody seen Elena Whitham? Well, the point is that nobody has seen her, and she has quit the role. She's claiming it's too hard, there's stress in her personal life, and she can't give the time and effort needed to address this particular ministerial role. If only Michael Matheson was so ethical in his standards, he too would resign. But alas not, he needs the money. But Elena Whitham has gone, and Angela Constance is taking over the role short term, in addition to her role as Justice Minister, meaning that she won't be keeping an eye on justice, and she won't be keeping an eye on this particular issue either. So, is it too hard to appoint someone? Perhaps someone who's in need of a change of job. Perhaps someone who needs to be moved, and they could use this little reshuffle time in order to oust Michael Matheson. I mentioned that earlier. It would be the ideal move, wouldn't it? Let's have a little reshuffle. Sorry, Michael, you're out. And then nobody loses face. It's how these things happen. Let's take a look. And so Elena Whitham has decided that she's had enough. She can't deal with it. It's too hard a role. She's undergoing stress. And I'm not one to mock mental health. Genuinely, if she is undergoing this kind of problem, then she's right to stand down. And I do wish her, genuinely wish her, a sweet, sort of a swift recovery from whatever trauma she's going through. I am definitely not knocking her for this, but we'll go through it. SNP Drugs and Alcohol Minister stands down due to post-traumatic stress. She was in the role, and under her tutelage, if you like, under her stewardship, perhaps a better word, she watched as these deaths increased and spiralled upwards out of control. You're getting record after record each year, increasing numbers, despite everything that they claim that they're doing, but they're not doing anything. We see these things happen. Of course, they say, we're going to put the price of alcohol up, and what happens? Nothing. It continues to be a problem because the price of alcohol to a problem drinker is immaterial. It just means his children go hungry. So it's a very poor idea. She was due, I think, this Thursday. I think she was meant to give a speech, wasn't she? And she won't be doing that. So I don't know who they're going to get in. We'll probably be in there. We'll have a look at this. Like I say, I only kind of read the headline in the first paragraph to just see if it's a story. So I don't go through the whole piece. So I'm reading it as well as you, which is why it's a hot take. Hey, but let's get in. SNP Drugs and Alcohol Minister stands down due to post-traumatic stress. Elena Whitham, 49, said she's experienced a series of events in the past year that have left her unable to continue in her role tackling Scotland's drug death crisis. Now, if only, like I said in the header, if only Michael Matheson could do the same, life would be so much easier. He's undoubtedly going through a lot of stuff in his private life. Anyway, the Scottish Government's Drugs and Alcohol Policy Minister Elena Whitham has resigned for health reasons. The SNP minister said that over the last year she's experienced a series of events leading to post-traumatic stress. And stress is a terrible thing. I've been there. I've had days where I've just literally couldn't go to work with stress from work. Long time ago. I haven't done that for a while now, but there have been those incidents. She was appointed to her current role in Humza Yousaf's administration in March last year. So not quite a year in role, and during that year things have got incredibly bad. This was with a brief to tackle the country's drug death crisis, where there is record numbers carking it after taking whatever they're taking. Ms Whitham, due to make a statement on the minimum unit pricing of alcohol on Thursday, there we go, instead this will be carried out by Health Secretary Michael Matheson. Well, has he got time? Surely he's got a whole health department to run, because that's flying by, isn't it? That's doing remarkably well. No wonder he's got time to take this on as well. Or something. Anyway, in a resignation letter to the First Minister, the 49-year-old said, over the last year, I experienced a series of events leading to post-traumatic stress, which has impacted on my well-being greatly, and for which I'm receiving treatment. I've sought to undertake my role in your government diligently and with passion and the focus it requires. You may well have done that, but the results have been rather underwhelming, haven't they? Things have got worse. She said, sadly, after much soul searching, it's on the bottom of your foot, love. It is apparent to me that I must regrettably resign from my ministerial role so I'm able to look after my well-being and ensure my constituents of Carrick, Cumnock and Doon Valley continue to be represented assiduously. Like I say, if she personally feels that's the way, that's good, and I do wish her well, please go. You've been awful in your role. Let you say that you haven't given the fullness of your role. You can tell that by the awfulness of the results. But that's an entirely different matter. I'll certainly castigate you on what you've done, but I don't think we should mock someone's health. So go. Just get someone else in who can care, who can do the job. Although this is the SNP, so probably hard pressed to find anyone capable, aren't you? In a resignation letter to the First Minister, Miss Whitham, who'd previously worked for Women's Aid, added, "It's imperative that we strive with all our might to continue our efforts to save and improve lives, as we have lost far too many of our folk to wholly preventable deaths." Is she talking about her role, or is she talking about COVID? Because either that line could have worked, for both, couldn't it? Serving as a minister or the health service, how many people die on the waiting list? Again, it's there, isn't it? Serving as a minister, first in the community safety brief, who's that? Siobhan Brown now, isn't it? And then a promotion to the key drugs and alcohol portfolio, who I did not know. Apparently that's a new. It's only been out a couple of years, isn't it? It's not a big role. It's not an established role. I think it's only 2021, something like that. It's only created. So it's like the problem got so big under the tenure of the SNP, they actually had to make a whole brief on it, but rather than incorporate it into, say, social care or health or something. So it had to have a whole new brief. And since they've done that, it's got worse. She said, "I've been privileged to meet folk up and down the country, blah, 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 blah. Don't care." So well done for her. You've gone. Fantastic. Her replacement will be the third. Oh, there we go. Here we go. It'll be the third SNP MSP to hold the post since it was created in December 2020. Oh, almost 2021 then. When Joe Fitzpatrick stepped down as Public Health Minister over the release of record annual drug death figures. And now they've had more figures that have been a new record. And she's gone, despite what she says. But I do believe she's probably stressed. I'd be stressed working with that bunch. He said he had agreed to quit after talks with Nicola Sturgeon. The new ministerial post was held by Angela Constance for 3 years before she was promoted to Justice Secretary in March, and she'll hold that brief until a permanent successor is found. Please God, don't make it Michael Matheson. He's quite incapable. Oh well, we lost another one. Good. Let's get her out. Boom. Let's see who else is going to come over and make things even worse. She wasn't effective as a minister. She's probably not effective as an MSP. And now she's got time to disappear off and tend to her needs, her mental needs. And like I say, not mocking that. Absolutely go. Sort yourself out. But you're right to have handed in your badge as a minister, though. Now it's a shame, like I say, that Michael Matheson won't, given the struggles he's under. Perhaps now would be a good time. But of course, now it does give Humza Yousaf the opportunity. He can do a little reshuffle. And he can move people around, bish, bash, bosh. And he can use that reshuffle as a way to give Matheson the elbow. And everyone saves face. Coming up. So, what will Humza do? Will it be musical chairs and everyone who's currently there will just turn around and move up one? Or will it be a whole new face in the post? Who knows? He doesn't have much talent to pick from, of course. And if you consider that he thinks who he's got are the best of the party, it makes you wonder who doesn't cut the mustard? Who doesn't make the mark that they couldn't get into the cabinet already? So whoever gets given it, if it's someone new, will have to, by definition, either be a failure or someone from Kate's side of the party. Difficult decisions, isn't it? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll finish there. If you like what you see here on the channel, do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I will speak to you later. Bye.